That's what we're going to talk about right now. You dropped albums. This is your third album.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I saw so many people on Twitter like saying that they're listening to it, they loved it.
Yeah.
So how do you juggle both?
No, it's for me. It's like it's become a great balance.
Mm-hmm.
And that shot should lead to where we are tonight. It's the Toyota Center here in downtown Houston, Texas. We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA. Well, it was a momentous decision, DA. Thank you. And here's a look at some numbers for Westbrook.
His assist numbers in the past 5 games have gone in the wrong direction. With his teammates, sort of playing on an island instead of as part of a 5-man unit.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Wilson Chandler out there with Jared Allen. And it's Harris in at the 3. And for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. PJ Tucker is out there with Robert Covington, and it's House.
Brulel can't hear a thing.
Doors, and some teams now are not going to be in the postseason. They're out of the playoffs and are giving more time. You talked about this earlier, giving more time to their young players to develop.
Well, there is nothing more beneficial to a young player than real-time
PP head.
experience. So when you're out of the playoffs, those young guys start to get more and more minutes. They'll give those young guys more and more responsibility on the offensive and defensive end. And there's no greater teacher than giving NBA reps to guys who you think can be a key part of your future.
It's so fun for us as the fans and people that cover the league to get a glimpse of the future. What these teams, what these individual players could be like.
Booty head.
To Westbrook. Harden right side. Pulls it up. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Harden's got 7 points.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And you know this, Greg. He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And here we go. Rockets running again. That one goes in for him, too, making it
Poop poop head.
Now 4 for 4.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
And Harden with the stuff.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Stolen by Harden.
Why aren't you answering me, PP head?
Got that one up quick. 13 points in the game.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Rockets. That one was played down in Houston.
And missing your free throws.
You're worse at this game than Minecraft, noob suck.
Did in that one.
You know this, Greg. Nothing gets a crowd into the game more than a bunch of missed free throws. That's one of the worst things you can do on the road.
Lelolololol. Dante be a meanie head. Brumament. Just because you're gay don't mean you can't talk.
And let's see which big men have had the softest touch lately with this look at the leading field goal percentages among centers and power forwards in the last 10 games. Second, Jared Allen. DeAndre Jordan third.
And most of the guys on that list have that unique combination of power and finesse. I mean, a very physical presence with an equally soft touch.
And all with an outstanding work ethic as well. Constant effort and motion. Always doing whatever they can to get the best possible position and the ultra-high percentage shot.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. And Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best action is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
Nets trail by 12. And here is Harris. A 23-point game for him in the win against Chicago. Allen passes to Harris. Back to Allen. Tipped away. 5 on the clock. And here we go. Houston running again from 12 feet out. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Westbrook. And that's now 18 points for James Harden. The Nets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And the call will be against Caris LeVert. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Daniel House. And the Nets also making a change. Prince is checked in for Caris LeVert.
Hard to believe you can have this kind of a flow. Unbelievable.
And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 16. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Yeah, in that one, their rebounding was the difference. Big disparity between the two teams.
That was a coach's dream, to get that kind of effort and intensity on the glass, and for it to pay those kinds of dividends, critical.
And how about the performance we're seeing from him? Not one miss on the day.
Timeout called the Nets. Dorsey graduated as the college's all-time assist leader. Talked about some of the key traits of a great playmaker.
I think historically speaking, when we think about great lead guards, Kevin, we talk about vision, patience. Who are the players that make their teammates better? Though probably the one underrated aspect of a point guard to me, Kevin, is communication. Are you constantly looking for opportunities to communicate to your teammates, make them feel good about themselves, give them confidence? That, to me, is probably the most underrated aspect of it.
And Doris, when you played, you took such great pride in each and every one of those things.
I did. I love trying to make my teammates better. It feels great to make somebody feel good. This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
And with the ball out of bounds, Dinwiddie touched it last. And look now at a few years' worth of data. Some of the assist numbers under the microscope for Harden.
And the trend that he's going through with his assist numbers dropping over the past few years isn't a good one. I don't want to say he's become a more selfish player, because that's too harsh, but he's become a little too concerned about finding his own shot rather than creating for his teammates. He may want to rethink that.
Pass to Allen. Back to Dinwiddie. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Okay, Jared Allen, we see you making that look for a big man. That's a pretty pass.
Harden way outside. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit, Greg, for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
Both loose. Nabbing another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end. Yeah, just continued sloppiness with the basketball. They are shooting themselves in the foot.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Prince finds Dinwiddie. Here's Harris, guarded by Harden. Harris passes to Dinwiddie. Lock at 6. Shot to stop the run. The offensive rebound. Harris outside. The second chance effort.
Important to this team's success. The way he gets up in the face of whoever he's guarding.
And so it's the Houston Rockets rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around him.
And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast. As the second quarter getting going right now. And guys, we've seen the Rockets really take control here.
Well, credit their anticipation skills on the defensive end. They forced a number of turnovers.
And a few of those led to quick scores at the other end. Really active first quarter for them.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. On the perimeter, Harris and Prince. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Claxton in a power forward. The three from Harden. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And I think the defender knows once he gets cooking, look out. The bucket looks awfully big to him right now.
He's been the Nets' best player. Spencer Dinwiddie rewarded last season with a 3-year, $34 million extension.
Well, I think he's earned it, Kevin, right? Because he has started for them. He has... come off the bench, and to this young man's great credit, he has accepted and excelled in either role. And I'll tell you, it's unusual for a point guard at 6'6". He has done nothing but enhance his...
Sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Harden against Dinwiddie. From deep three-point range, and another three for Houston.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Harden inside the three-point line, and Houston again with the bucket.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
Dinwiddie outside. And he converts the layup.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
The three from Harden. Good! Another from three. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Dinwiddie with it. He picked up 24 points in their last one against Chicago.
And let's not forget about the assist. This guy as a playmaker was a driving force for that offense.
Gordon kicks to Harden. Fires for three. Nailed from three-point land. Harden's got 55.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Tuesday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Then on Thursday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors.
You know, it might sound cliche, but a road trip like this one is a great time for this team to build chemistry on and off the court. Chemistry absolutely matters in the NBA, and these are the kinds of opportunities teams need to build.
Here's Claxton. Buries it down low.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Connects again from distance.
And this parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
Oh, and that latest triple ties him for second for the most threes in a game. What a monster he's been from deep. Here's Jordan. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Harden inside the three-point line, and the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball. And you look at the cast-offs that have found success in Brooklyn, Doris, a great part of the Nets story.
And I think what the players appreciate is the team that gave them their first real shot to play significant minutes. That buy-in and urge to prove themselves a part of what makes their culture special. And you can tell right there, the defense is totally fine with him shooting that. That's not his game.
Gordon against Dinwiddie. They double him with Green. Ball's knocked loose, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will return possession for the Rockets. Robert Covington's checked in for Green. Daniel House comes in for McLemore, and it's Austin Rivers in for James. Harden. There's 1:38 left in the first half. Shot clock at 5. Here's Dinwiddie, and out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Houston. Right now, the 6th best record in the conference, looking to hold on to playoff position and finish the regular season strong.
And seeing where the Rockets are, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
Yeah, not satisfied just being near the top of the standings. They're going to be looking to make a major push as the season winds down.
And the Rockets making a change here. Harden's checked in. Pass to Gordon. Takes a 3. And again for 3.
And of course it falls for him. That 3 pushes him into the history books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. This is a night we will never forget. Allen, that's good.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
From deep, Harden connects again from distance.
And that is a 3 that will put him in the record books.
A historic performance.
And the crowd letting him know they appreciate his greatness.
Well, he's been nothing less than great. 3-pointers at a historic level.
I'll tell you, we knew he could shoot with range, but this barrage of threes has been nothing short of spectacular.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Dinwiddie. And here we have a rundown of the players you don't want on you when you're putting up a shot. The leaders in blocks over the last month. The 4th spot held down by Robert Covington.
And guys, as the month has unfolded, his interior defense has gotten better and better.
Prince kicks to Harris. Poked away. Shot clock at 6. Knocked away. Stolen by Harden. Over Harris. Good, he hits again.
He is simply unconscious here tonight. Nobody can stop him right now.
GA, the points keep coming, and he's climbing up that scoring ladder. 3rd on the list, well in sight.
And his scoring tonight has dropped him into the conversation with some of the all-time greats. I'm talking about names like Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant. Simply amazing what we've seen here.
Hits it again. Wow. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense
he swipes the ball away again.
He's making...
And another one falls. Amazing.
And that score moving him clear into 3rd all-time.
And another steal for him.
He's been a defense.
And good. There's another.
And that score moves him up in the record books yet again.
He now stands, Greg, alone for 2nd place for points. What an unbelievable night.
And with 81 in the rearview mirror, he only has the great Wilt Chamberlain and his 100 mark left, a record nobody thought would be touched. But this is the closest anybody has ever come.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Houston on top, running away with this one. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. James Harden was the man in the first. He went on an historic scoring frenzy, tallying a ridiculous number of points and a ridiculous number of steals. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
As we've seen, the deceiving quickness of Harden makes him so difficult to guard. He can go from slow to fast in an instant. Can stop on a dime, or he can take you all the way to the rack.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the net. And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
That takes a level of aggression and a level of focus, and he has brought it all night thus far.
Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. P.J. Tucker is out there with Robert Covington, and it's House in at the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. He swipes the ball away again.
He's stolen his way into the record book.
A new single-game high, GA for steals.
And he has snapped the long-standing mark held by Kendall Gill and Larry Keenan. Unbelievable to see that record broken.
Of course, the game is shifting towards skill and finesse, but there are those players who thrive in this league who are like bulldozers and force the issue inside.
Well, a guy like Blake Griffin, who is such a physically gifted basketball player, enters the league as one of the great dunkers, but has now added a three-point shot, still can play bully ball. But for me, the most...
Houston's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Harden way outside. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got assist number 5 here tonight. Timeout called the Nets. You gotta like what Harden has done in this game so far.
Well, I think this is a necessary timeout so they can figure out a way to...
It's getting late in the season. Let's now see the standings out east. You take a look at the Nets. Right now, if the playoffs started, they would have the 7th seed.
And right now for Brooklyn, they haven't had the great season that some were expecting, but it hasn't been a disaster. They just need a few things to go right for them down the stretch.
It's an amazing thing. If you can get a couple of wins, generate some momentum, you've got to believe they'll be just fine.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's LeVert. And the shot goes in. LeVert's got 8.
That's just a feel that you have in the pick-and-roll game. Really good understanding of how to break the defense down by Karras.
Good, another from 3. He's really sniping them from outside.
Locked in, feeling confident in that three-point shot.
Dinwiddie passes to LeVert. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
And let's take a look at the numbers for Harris. He's averaging 14 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them. Boy, that's all by design now. Get the shot as soon as possible on that inbound pass.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
That's tipped. Harden outside. Again, what an avalanche.
And that score puts him even. A night I never thought we'd see.
He's now tied point for point with the record. One more score. He'll be all alone at the top of the record books. GA, a moment nobody thought they'd ever see.
And people have talked about records that could never be matched. Wilt's 100 was at the top of those lists. But the unbelievable has happened here tonight as he has tied that unbreakable record.
He got it again. Sensational.
Kevin, I'm in disbelief. He set a new all-time, and listening to these fans, they are ecstatic with the way he's filling it up.
Greg, an incredible game he's having. One to remember for sure.
Boy, all night, this guy has looked like he's playing a different game. He has been at a different level.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. McLemore's checked in for Daniel House. And it's Austin Rivers in for James Harden. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for the Nets. Timeout called the Rockets.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Well, this is a chess match. Looking ahead a few moves and trying to execute toward that.
James Harden, who's checked in for Houston. And the Nets making a change here as well. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Harris. The deep three from Harden. Connects again.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal. An offensive onslaught. Nabbing another steal.
And he's just been able to anticipate their every move.
Yeah, you're right. An absolute pest on the defensive end.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Dinwiddie dishes to Jordan to stop the run. Dinwiddie's shot is off.
Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last 3, but it just wasn't in the cards.
1:51 left in the third quarter of the game. Stolen by Harden for the finish. And got it! Another basket. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
1:39 left in the third. Knocks it loose. Dinwiddie against Harden, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. Garrett Temple has checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. .131 left in the third quarter. LeVert kicks to Temple. 5 to shoot, and that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. With a break in the action, let's now look at the league's top scorers. The real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. James Harden, number 1.
And all you have to do is point to his name at the top of that list. Does that tell the story well enough or what? What a season.
The Rockets, another fast break opportunity here. And another 3 for Houston.
All night. He just won't let up.
For Brooklyn, they've gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Good, that's another bucket.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal. An offensive onslaught. LeVert the pass to Temple. Back to LeVert. Can they get it? The Rockets pull it in.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
Houston making a switch here. Gordon's checked in.
And the way Harden plays the game, incredible. So much energy and really as creative as they come.
Brooklyn's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. LeVert the pass to Claxton. Goes up at the stripe. The shot. And again, it's the Nets missing.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Harden draws the double. Inside. Kicks it out to Gordon. Rivers bounce pass. Lets it go from the wing. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
James Harden getting it done for the Houston Rockets. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for the Nets getting the fourth quarter going, we've got Jordan. Prince out there with Garrett Temple. And it's Pinson in at the point guard position. And now they decide to foul intentionally. You know, Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking the other day, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. You think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure. But it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
It's the Nets now. Got a piece of it. Here's Harden. Makes it off the glass.
This guy has been unstoppable. It has not mattered at all what the defense throws at him. He's had an answer.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. Here's Temple. Poked loose. Here's Pinson, guarded by Harden. Clock at 4. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. We play just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Doris, in 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats became the NBA's 30th team. When do you think we're going to see another team added, whether it's an expansion or even multiple expansions?
Well, let's go directly to the most important source, and that's Commissioner Adam Silver, who has said that expansion is inevitable, but right now not a huge priority. So, you know, listen, we've heard Seattle is on the short list of cities that wants to get a team, and what a great city, what a great NBA fan base. I hope someday we get back to Seattle.
So much history up there, you're correct. And so Green will bring it up for Houston. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. And again for 3. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
Temple, the pass to Musa. It's stolen by Carroll. Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. Back to Carroll. Kicks it out to Harden. And it's Houston with another.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And Harden with the stop.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
That's tipped. He swipes the ball away again.
And you got to be careful around him.
You know, Greg, he's been coming up with some incredible steals so far.
Boy, they are feasting right now off of all of these turnovers.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. Houston with a big group substitution here. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Damari Carroll. Daniel House comes in for Cephalosha. Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Gordon. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for James Harden. And the Nets making a change here as well. Kuruc is checked in. Pinson, that's good.
And how about finally being able to put an end to that 16-0 run by the Rockets?
Westbrook scanning the floor. Timeout called, the Rockets. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
Pinson passes to Chandler. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Harden's got the ball, and the jam by Harden.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Houston now. They've got a 22-run going. What a pace. Here's Musa, guarded by Harden. Musa with the bucket. Houston's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. And so Houston again turning it over. The Nets have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Pass to Chandler, beyond the arc, out of bounds. Houston takes possession. There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Musa. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Here is Harden. Here's Houston now. They're on a 20-6 run. Launches it. Connects again from distance.
He has been on the money from deep.
Yep, definitely looking to shoot it as much as possible.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Houston.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And for the year now, they'll ramp up their win total to an even 40.
And bragging rights between these teams were on the line today, and they put in some very good work to earn them.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for James Harden.
Well, I think his contribution clearly came at the defensive end, right? He came up with a bunch of huge steals. He was a menace all night long.
Houston making some changes. Caboclo's checked in for Green. Cephalosha comes in for Daniel House. And it's Ben McLemore in for James Harden. Timeout called, the Rockets. They're up. 1:02 left to play here in the fourth. James Harden is checked in for Austin Rivers. A shot by Harden, wide open, and the three ball is good.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
Here's Musa, guarded by Harden. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the rejection by Harden. Chandler dishes to Harden. And yep, another basket.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. There's 31 seconds left in the game. And another steal for him.
And you got to be careful around him.
No, Greg, he's been coming up with some incredible steals so far.
finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question, GA. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt, GA. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's the Rockets now. So we see Houston taking the W here, and the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, James. Congrats on the win.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you.
Here's a look at the events coming up in the neighborhood. And now let's check out the latest legends in NBA 2K20.
Thanks for joining our Tuesday night broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. We've got the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. So the Nets starting five. Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Wilson Chandler out there with Joe Harris. And it's Allen in at the center, filling out the middle. And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. And it's out of bounds, last touched by Allen.
You know, I think he may have forced that pass when there was really no reason to.
Now here's Shaq. This one for three, and again Los Angeles with the triple.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Nets. 6-point game. Pass to Kobe. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Back to Shaq. From deep. They get it back. Rest outside. Here's O'Neal. And the Lakers get it back. West passes to Johnson. O'Neal with it. From downtown. And he's good on the three ball. Shaq's got 9 points.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Now here's Dinwiddie. They get a hand on it. Stolen by O'Neal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. He was all alone on that one. 11 points in the game.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Clark, there are a lot of factors a free agent puts into selecting the new team that he goes to. Talk about the factors that aren't basketball for these free agents.
Well, I think you could see some of them if you gave it some thought, Kevin. You think about a market size, nightlife for some guys is important, business opportunities when you think about places like Silicon Valley or New York or Los Angeles, season of life for the individual player in terms of his family and where he might want to reside after he's done playing. So there are a number of different things that contribute to free agents making moves from one team to the next.
Now, did you have a family, Clark, when you played your last couple years in the NBA?
We were without children, but it was Rosie and I. We've been married 4 years, and then our family started right after I retired.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. Allen dishes to Dinwiddie. Pass to LeVert. And another turnover here by Brooklyn. Nothing yet up on the scoreboard for them. Here's Johnson. Here's Shaq. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Boy, you got to be in awe of what he's doing this quarter, actually destroying the opponent.
Lakers shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And O'Neal, clearly one of the biggest human beings you'll ever see. A mammoth of a man. About a seventh of a ton. And yet, unstoppable.
And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Not sure what he was thinking about with that pass. Just sailed it right out of bounds.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. West kicks to Shaq. That falls. Nice feed that time from Jerry West. O'Neal's got 18 points in the game.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy.
Oh,
are you kidding me? Woo! Like whenever this big man gets fancy with it, O'Neal is a ridiculous dunker when he's this close to the rim.
Nets trail by 20. Tipped away. Stolen by O'Neal. And the dunk by O'Neal.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Shaq is really having a good game here.
And he's been taking it to the rack all game, and they haven't been able to contain him. They have to put up better fight on the inside.
Now the pass to Allen. Chandler right side. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen.
I'm not sure whose fault that was, guys, but they need to get on the same page here.
Los Angeles leading by 22. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Taurean Prince. He's checked in for the Nets. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Looking for the first basket of the game. And up before again for the Lakers running the court.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm. And you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Knocks it loose. Here's Shaq. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Shaq's got 26 points. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
LeVert finds Prince. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Kept alive, and it's sent back by O'Neal.
Love seeing O'Neal use his body to come up with those blocks. An imposing force and a pretty consistent defender as well.
And you look at it, 8 of the last 10 points they've given up here coming in transition.
And defensively, you've got to recognize that threat and make the correction.
And Los Angeles with some changes. James Worthy's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Baylor comes in for Kobe. And it's Scott in for West. Jordan, he's checked in for the Nets. LeVert against Scott. Oh, that's blocked. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's O'Neal. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. O'Neal's got 30 points.
Man, has this offense been running? I'm just getting tired of watching them.
Well, it's no secret. That's what they do. That's who they are. 4 of their last 5 made baskets coming in transition.
Oh, and the dunk by Shaq.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Fast break. Here they come. All alone. And the dunk by O'Neal.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes a team.
Good. Nice job down low. O'Neal's got 36.
Boy, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Johnson against Dinwiddie. To the middle. Here's Jordan. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Yeah, you know what? Dinwiddie is very dependable at serving his teammates on the court. Seems like a natural leader.
O'Neal with it. He's got 39. Good on the triple.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
It's 2-on-1. Lets it go from deep. Hits it from three-point range. He has 45 points.
Yeah, they've built up this lead 3 points at a time.
And I like the strategy. It's a great strategy. Bury those threes early, and it'll open up the inside for him later on.
And that's it for the first quarter in what's been a very lopsided game. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And for the Lakers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, you know, I agree. No warm-up needed. They came in on fire and have already built a nice lead.
Goodrich is out there with Scott. Then it's Baylor. Then it's Worthy. And it's O'Neal in at the center position. That's the Laker 5.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And, guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
Prince wide open. No good on the three. Here's Los Angeles now. From deep three-point range, and it's Shaq missing.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into easy points.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. Buries the open three to cap the break. Shaq's got 53.
And where would these guys be without all the easy points off these turnovers?
Boy, it's made matters a lot easier for them offensively, Greg.
And guys, they've allowed an embarrassing number of points off those turnovers.
Well, you really put your defense in a tough spot. You compromise your defense when you fumble the ball away like that.
Down low, here's Jordan, stolen by O'Neal. And here again, Los Angeles in transition. Up the court they go. And the Lakers decide to take their first timeout here.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
Outside Gasol. Here's Shaq. Good as the jump shot falls. O'Neal's got 12 now in this quarter.
Guys, this has been an incredible performance this quarter. I mean, he's getting the ball where he likes it and wants it and just going to work.
Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's O'Neal, and the dunk by O'Neal.
O'Neal doing a nice job using his body so well whenever he has the ball. A top-tier scorer for sure.
Here now is Dinwiddie. No points in the game yet for him. Passes it to Prince. Trying to end the drought. The rebound by Johnson.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
To the inside. Here's Allen. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Allen's got his first 2 points.
Well, you got to do much more than that to slow Allen. I mean, this guy is long and athletic, capable of converting through contact.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Garrett Temple has checked in for LeVert. Here's Shaq. Offensive rebound. Abdul-Jabbar kicks to O'Neal. Second chance shot, and he gets the jumper to drop. Here's Temple. Now Dinwiddie. On defense, the Lakers only giving up 2 points this quarter. And Shaq comes to help. Claxton the pass to Allen. Just 5 to shoot. To the paint. Here's Prince. 2 points. That one goes.
Yeah, the easy hoop assisted by Allen that time. He's developed a nice passing game.
Shaq against Allen. Takes the 3. And O'Neal gets it to go.
And wasn't sure he could keep up the pace he set from three-point range in that first, but boy, has he ever.
And Shaq comes to help. And Brooklyn turns it over again. And the upcoming schedule for Brooklyn. On Tuesday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then on Thursday, they'll take on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
And guys, one thing about road trips like this one, they'll be seeing this as a chance for the team to come together. It might be a bit of a silver lining for a trip that doesn't always provide a lot of success.
Los Angeles calls timeout. The Lakers making a switch here. O'Neal's checked in. Poked away. Stolen by O'Neal. The finish and the dunk by O'Neal.
When it comes to distributing the ball, nobody does it better than Magic. When one of his guys has a clean look, the ball is there quickly and on target.
Stolen by O'Neal. And that one is good.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. The 3 ball. And another 3 for the Lakers.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the 3-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Pass to Allen. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
There's the double team with Allen. O'Neal kicks it to West. Pulls up. And there's Shaq. That's good on the assist by West.
Defensively, just too many baskets in transition. That's been the difference.
And you know they work on that plenty in practice. A run out here and there will happen. That's part of the game. But they've got to do a much better job overall.
Shots good by Shaq.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
Inside, here's Allen. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Allen's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, good touch inside. I mean, Allen does have a nice-looking shot, but he's really at home near the hoop.
Knocked away. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. West against Prince. Here's O'Neal. The shot's good on the assist by West. West has got 3 assists in the game.
And it takes a lot to knock O'Neal off balance. A massive player who just fends off the D with ease.
Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Lakers ahead, opening up a huge gap. And we'll be back right.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They are complete.